Hi everybody, this is Robin from Playful Kitty, and I'm here today with a stripped down video that you are not going to want to miss. This is a very personal story to me about cats and loneliness, and it's sponsored by PawCulture. Stay tuned.
PlayfulKitty.net.
Finding out that Cinco had cancer last April really knocked the wind out of me. To make a long story short, I knew that because I loved him so much, I couldn't just keep this grip on his life. I had to love him enough to let go. And that's always a really hard thing to do. But the end of his story was really just the end of a chapter in my story. And a new chapter was about ready to begin. Coming home with the empty carrier was probably one of the hardest things that I've had to do in a long time. But I think what was even harder yet was seeing Manna when I came home with that empty carrier. Manna has been with us since she was 3.5 weeks old. She was an abandoned kitten that my dad found in a trailer park, and we took her in right away. She's always had Cinco as a part of her life. Always had us as a part of her life. She's never been an only kitty, and it was hard to watch her realizing what was going on. But it was also necessary to give her an opportunity to grieve. It was a shock to all of us, and if I had had any other choice, believe me, I would have taken it. But that was it. And I'm sorry. I'm such an emotional person. But Manna would look around and she would check all Cinco's hiding places, and she'd just be looking at him and just meowing and milling around, and I would know what she's thinking and what she's going through, just wondering where he went and why he isn't coming back. And it's hard because you can't explain it to a cat. You can't just say, well, this is what happened. He passed away. It was the best thing to do, and it was merciful. And we're all going to be okay. Everything's all right. Cats don't understand that, and so you just kind of have to watch them go through it. And that's hard. I didn't want to rush things because, like I said, I wanted her to have an opportunity to grieve. That's only fair. And I needed an opportunity to grieve too. I decided I was just going to try and play with her more. I was going to give her more attention. I was going to spend more time intently upon her. You can see the pictures that we took for Niptunes and some other funny cat pictures that were a part of that time between May and June on PlayfulKitty.net, our blog. I realized as time went that what she really needed, what she really wanted, was another cat. That me playing with her was only so good. I knew she needed another cat. And so I started searching for one right away. I was really, really hoping that I would find a good match that would be a good playmate for Manna, and I wouldn't have to watch her go through this loneliness anymore. I had a friend who had a cat that had kittens, and he was quite desperate to have those kittens adopted out because he was very, very ill. I went over there with my carrier, and I started playing with the kittens, and Dexter crawled into the carrier, and he wouldn't get out of the carrier again. So we decided, well, this cat has chosen us. And indeed, he did. We brought him home, and we introduced him to Manna pretty much right away, just to see how she would respond. And she didn't really respond at all. She didn't know what to think. It was a little intense at first, but it always is with cats. They have to choose each other. This story ends with love. One day I was sitting on the computer, and I turned and I looked, and behind me on my recliner, Manna was there all curled up, and Dexter jumped up and curled up next to her, and she turned around and she started grooming him. I know that not everyone would have jumped for joy at this point, but I did. It was awesome! And I knew at that point that Manna had decided that Dexter was her kitten, and she was falling in love. I have to say that they've been in love with each other ever since. Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate that you took the time to hear our story. This is Dexter, by the way. He's gotten to be a very big boy. Please subscribe to our channel, hit that thumbs up button, or leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you, and tell us about your stories about cats and loneliness, and say hi to Dexter. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye, and purrs.